Hello, all my fellow scalp artists. I'm Iulo, and I want to thank you all for purchasing our Folicule pigment. In today's video, I'm going to discuss how to properly dilute and mix the Folicule pigment to get the correct color match for your client. Okay. First, it's important to understand our dilution chart, which is available on our website. The dilution chart will inform you of the proper amount of water that needs to be added to the pigment to get the correct color based on your client's skin tone, ethnicity, and hair color. Now, let's talk about the materials you're going to need to make the proper dilution. Of course, you're going to need your Folicule pigment. You're going to need a couple of cups, plastic or medical mixing cups. You will need a 10 to 20 milliliter syringe. You will need a 1 milliliter syringe. And last, you're going to need some distilled water. Then what I'd like to do is actually take the contents of the Folicule bottle and pour it into a reusable plastics container. This makes it easier to draw when we're going to do our mixing. So I'll just pour that in there. And we can reuse this as long as you keep it out of the sun and in a good room temperature area. I then will need my distilled water, and I will pour that out into one of my medical mixing cups. Just like that. Now, if I'm mixing a number 14, that means I'm going to be mixing 14 milliliters of water. Okay, so water will go first. If I'm mixing 14 milliliters of water, I need to make sure that I'm hitting the 14 on our water syringe. Okay, this syringe goes up to 10, so I will measure to 10, and then I will measure another 4 to get to 14. I stick the nozzle into the water. I do a steady draw up to 10. Make sure that there's no real bubbles. Push that on into my cup. And now remember, because this is a 10 milliliter syringe, I need another 4. So I will go up to 4. And you always are looking for the liquid line. Okay? The stopper has usually 2 areas. You want to look that the water line hits the number that you're looking for. I will then squirt that in. Next will be my pigment. Now for number 14, and it's true for all pigment, I always measure the same amount, and that's going to be 1 milliliter of pigment. So I have 14 milliliters of water, and I'm going to need 1 milliliter of pigment to get my number 14. And the same is going to happen. I'm going to stick my nozzle into the ink with the numbers up. I am then going to draw the ink all the way up to the 1 milliliter line, which is very easy because this is only a 1 milliliter syringe. I then have my ink, and we'll squirt that on into my cup, maybe do a little quick stir, and that's our hair. All right, so now you know how to dilute the Folicule pigment to get the perfect match for your client. Remember, we used a 14. If we were using a 10, you would do 10 milliliters of water to 1 milliliter of pigment. And remember, 10 is a darker color than 14. Using a 20 would be 20 milliliters of water to 1 milliliter of pigment. And of course, 20 is a lighter color than 14. If you guys have any other questions about the Folicule pigment or how to properly dilute, feel free to reach out to us at hello@folicule.com. Thanks for watching.